The darkness didn't descend upon Oakhaven with a sudden storm. It seeped in, insidious and silent, extinguishing the village's very spirit, one fading ember at a time. But in the heart of that encroaching gloom, nestled among forgotten crafts and the whispers of a bygone era, an ancient light flickered. The profound wisdom and unwavering hands of Master Kale, the last lantern-maker. For generations, Oakhaven had been a testament to enduring charm. A tapestry woven with cobblestone streets, timber-framed houses, and the vibrant hues of its legendary autumn leaves. It was a place where history wasn't confined to dusty books, but lived in the creak of ancient floorboards, the warmth of communal hearths, and the stories passed down through generations. Nestled in a valley, cradled by rolling hills, and bisected by a meandering river, Oakhaven was once a beacon of self-sufficiency and communal spirit. Its smithy rang with industry, its bakery filled the air with the scent of fresh bread, and its market square buzzed with the lively exchange of goods and gossip. Children chased fireflies through twilight fields, their laughter echoing against the darkening sky, while elders gathered on their porches, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of lanterns, sharing tales under a canopy of stars. The village prided itself on its resilience, its deep-rooted traditions, and a quiet confidence that its light would never dim. However, the world outside Oakhaven had begun to accelerate, to modernize with a voracious appetite for the new, leaving behind the quaint, the traditional, and the seemingly obsolete. High-speed railways bypassed its verdant valley, glistening highways cut through neighboring towns, and the relentless hum of the digital age slowly replaced the gentle rhythm of rural life. Initially, the villagers resisted, believing their heritage was a shield against the encroaching tide of change. But gradually, subtly, the light began to fade. The younger generations, lured by the promise of distant cities and instant gratification, trickled away, leaving behind an aging populace clinging to memories. The smithy grew quiet, the bakery less fragrant, and the market square, once a vibrant kaleidoscope of life, now saw more empty stalls than bustling trade. The collective spirit, once a roaring fire, dwindled to a fragile flame. The most insidious manifestation of this decline, however, was the gradual erosion of literal light. As the village's population and prosperity waned, so too did its infrastructure. The municipal power grid, once reliable, became temperamental, prone to inexplicable outages that plunged the village into a profound, suffocating darkness. Streetlights flickered and died, their replacements perpetually delayed. Modern, battery-powered devices, once seen as conveniences, now mocked the villagers with their finite lifespans and the constant demand for elusive, fresh batteries. People began to live by the schedules of the power grid, their lives dictated by the capricious nature of electricity. The evenings, once a time for communal gatherings, storytelling, and quiet reflection, became periods of anxiety, punctuated by the unsettling quiet and the fear of unseen shadows. Despair, a silent and potent adversary, began to take root, chilling the hearts of Oakhaven's residents more effectively than any winter wind. The vibrant hues of autumn seemed duller, the laughter of the few remaining children more subdued, and the communal hearths, once symbols of unity, now burned with a hesitant, almost apologetic glow. The very soul of Oakhaven was being slowly extinguished, not by a cataclysmic event, but by the slow, inexorable creep of forgotten light. Amidst this encroaching gloom, in a small, unassuming workshop tucked away behind the forgotten main square, lived Master Kyle. He was a man of quiet dignity, his face a roadmap of gentle wrinkles etched by decades of focused labor and silent contemplation. His hands, though gnarled with age, moved with an almost ethereal grace, each gesture precise, deliberate, and imbued with the wisdom of generations. Kale was the village's last lantern-maker, a solitary artisan whose craft, once essential, was now considered an anachronism. His workshop was a sanctuary of the past, a haven from the encroaching modern world. It smelled of aged wood, beeswax, polished metal, and the faint, sweet scent of oil, an aroma that spoke of enduring utility and timeless beauty. Tools of unimaginable age lay meticulously arranged on his workbench, each burnished by countless hours of use. delicate files for shaping thin sheets of brass, worn mallets for tapping rivets into place, and an array of specialized brushes for polishing glass until it shimmered like captured moonlight. Cale's lanterns were not mere objects. They were stories crafted in metal and glass. Each curve of the frame, each perfectly soldered joint, each meticulously cleaned pane of glass spoke of a profound respect for materials and an unwavering dedication to excellence. He worked without haste, his movements fluid and economical, as if he were engaged in a sacred ritual. He understood that a lantern was more than just a vessel for light. It was a promise of illumination, a guardian against the dark, a silent companion on lonely paths. He carved delicate designs into their wooden bases, etched intricate patterns into their metal casings, and chose glass that refracted light with a warmth and clarity no manufactured bulb could replicate. His lanterns didn't just illuminate spaces. They infused them with a gentle, reassuring glow that seemed to chase away not just physical shadows, but also the encroaching gloom of the spirit. Yet, despite the unparalleled artistry and enduring quality of his work, Cale was largely overlooked by the villagers. They saw him as a relic, a charming eccentric from a bygone era. His craft a quaint hobby rather than a vital skill. They admired his lanterns from afar, perhaps, but rarely purchased them, opting instead for the perceived convenience and fleeting brilliance of electric lamps and battery-powered flashlights. "Who needs a lantern when you have a smartphone?" was a common dismissive refrain that echoed through the village, a painful testament to the growing chasm between tradition and perceived progress. This indifference, however, was a luxury Oakhaven could no longer afford. The very foundation of the village's existence was starting to crumble. During one particularly brutal winter, a series of relentless blizzards crippled the region, severing Oakhaven's already tenuous connection to the outside world. The power lines, weakened by age and neglected maintenance, succumbed to the weight of ice and snow, plunging the entire village into an unprecedented, prolonged blackout. Days turned into a week, then two, and still the power remained out. The generators, once reliable backups, ran out of fuel, their roar replaced by an unnerving silence. The modern conveniences that had promised to liberate Oakhaven from the past now held it hostage in the present. Freezers thawed, medicines spoiled, and, most terrifyingly, the cold began to seep into every home, threatening not just comfort, but life itself. The dim glow of dying phone screens became a desperate, temporary comfort, their light barely piercing the oppressive darkness that had now fully swallowed Oakhaven. The village, once proud and resilient, was facing an existential crisis, its spirit broken, its hope dwindling with each passing silent hour. The irony was palpable. In their pursuit of brighter, faster light, they had forgotten the enduring, humble flame that had always guided them through the deepest shadows. And in that profound, chilling darkness, a forgotten craft, and the quiet wisdom of its last practitioner, became Oakhaven's only hope.